Alright folks, so we've got Nyan on Delhi and Bakmogoon on Rus. Bakmogoon in the red trunks, Nyan in the blue. So Bakmogoon, 2 vills on that starting hunting company, wants to get it down ASAP. That third scout in production from it. So, yeah, a couple of the usual Delhi upgrades in queue. Probably going to get Sanctity to follow these up. Unless he basically goes for castle before anything else. It's just about always worth getting. Because it lets you take advantage of Delhi's unique mechanic, his control over sacred sites and age earlier. I think you can build walls out of your infantry, or at least your spearmen, straight off the bat. Well, Bakmogoon closing in on that 250 gold mark. Really where you want to get to at least. And then Rus is going to really start booming up. Much faster hunt gathering. Slightly quicker gold gathering. So Rus not often having to gather a lot of early game gold, given the bounties. And Delhi, well, not really having to invest anything in their upgrades. I think Nyan probably could just go straight for wheelbarrow here. I don't see why he wouldn't. I mean, come on man, it's free, why not? So Bakmogoon, gonna hit 250 gold in just a sec, acquired from his bounties. He got 200 gold as well as wheelbarrow, so he can look at aging up as soon as he gets to 400 food here. Nyan on the other hand, already has the resources to age up, so he'll be getting Dome of the Faith, start producing half price scholars out of that bad boy. I don't know why he hasn't gone for wheelbarrow here, unless he wants to go for horticulture as soon as he ages up, perhaps. Because wheelbarrow will take 4 minutes almost. Not the only time I've ever seen a high level player that may not pick wheelbarrow up very early. So here we go. He's got wheelbarrow in production now, but I think he's probably kicking himself he didn't get it earlier, because I mean, it would have, you know, already have been a minute or so done. He got this mill at the start of the game. Actually, really, he'd be just about done by now. So Bakmogoon, just poking and prodding with his scouts. 4 vills on the Dome of the Faith. Got 4 vills on a Golden Gate behind the scout aggression here from the Rus player, because given that they'll pretty much always have a extra scout over their opponent, oftentimes another 2 or 3 if they want to try and play quite greedy at home. So Nyan's just going to slowly gather through this, not really going to worry about it to begin with. Have a scout of his own, just to dissuade Bakmogoon from sticking around forever. We're going to look at getting Another scholar. Yep. On the way. Half-price scholars. Straight into the mosque. Speed up these upgrades. All-Seeing Eye actually being chosen. Oh no, he's got Sanctity first. And then All-Seeing Eye because it does double your scholar line of sight. Very important, but at the same time, you do need to get Sanctity first to at least be able to start contesting the sacred sites, getting the value out of them. So, Bakmogoon trying to take this boar here. And meanwhile, he will get it. He's going to have to finish off the tower to try and dissuade the scouts from sticking around once he garrisons. Meanwhile, Nyan stopping gold gathering for the minute. This is nice for Bakmogoon because there is a nice clump of wood right next to the boar, so a little bit of bonus gold gathering, and he is also putting down his range to try and secure this point. But we've got a stables and a range already for Nyan Racing Cat, so he's going to be able to start ducking and weaving and harassing. Barracks instead being built instead of a second range. Well, at home there's no actual production here for Bakmogoon. He's distance gathering right now, but he probably is going to look at throwing up the hunting cabin, maybe just right here. I think is probably the best way. It's still reasonably close to all these, and then you've got the gold trickle from that. Because I mean, the same, you know, well, you don't need a huge amount of gold if you're trying to go a comp like this. You can invest it all into the golden gate, into the food, into the wood that you need. So Nyan going to start walling off and taking one of the sacreds. Maybe even look at walling in this sacred to take it as well. Bakmogoon has the same idea though. He wants to deny the sacred site control by his opponent. Bit of an engagement going on, but it's just scouts chipping away and then backing off, only doing 2 damage to the spear. The players going to notice that one another are walling this off. And Bakmogoon's going to notice that Nyan's trying to send a scholar here already. Or Nyan has focused down the villager of Bakmogoon, so he's going to have the ability to wall off, but Bakmogoon already bringing some units over. Meanwhile, Nyan looking to raid Bakmogoon at home. Bakmogoon trying to wall in another sacred site if he can. He's going to deny this one at the bottom and force the scholar to head back home with his tail between his legs. Bakmogoon getting broad axe now and survival techniques. Probably could do with adding another hunting camp there, so it is quite a walk. Oh, going on over here. Bakmogoon forced to garrison, ultimately getting one of Nyan's horsemen there. Don't think he got any villager kills for his troubles. So Bakmogoon securing the top and the bottom sacreds, but yeah, might be able to sneak the scholar all the way around, as well as try and capture this middle sacred site and force a fight, but I'm not sure if he's going to have the army to be able to do this at the moment. A couple of bowmen out scouting when they really probably need to be with the main army at the moment, because he's going to have to pull back for the minute. Bakmogoon going to camp that middle sacred site for the minute. He has been successful in walling in the sacred sites on both sides of the map at the moment. A bit of a break in play at the moment, and we've got scholars garrisoned in the production facilities of Nyan Racing Cats. They've got double production speed, because really it's 75 gold versus 50. Well, 75 gold and 1 population space versus 50 wood, 150 wood, sorry, to produce a second production facility. And all the time you got to spend building the building. But Nyan's going to have to try and hold out because Bakmogoon looking to shove right now. And he's denied all early game gold generation from the sacred site. So things are looking dandy for him. But Nyan not backing down without a fight. He's going to raid Bakmogoon at home right now. And he has taken the long way round with a horseman and a scholar. So he is going to secure the sacred site at the top side of the map in the meanwhile. Bit of pressure on this blacksmith, which is outside of town centre range. But Bakmogoon, yeah, able to get a couple of villages and really force Nyan just to sit back, not finish off that berries just yet. And some gatherers having to come back and repair Bakmogoon's blacksmith in the meantime. Nyan securing that top side sacred at the moment, but Bakmogoon looking to push again and just chip away at the archers a little bit. Pretty successful there. Not a lot of damage to his archer backline. But he is having to deal with horseman pressure. He does have some spears here in the meantime, and Nyan needs to probably try and get out now with them. So he will. And he has picked off a couple of villages in the meantime. 4 villas going down. So Nyan Racing Cat getting a little bit of value back. Pretty successful with this raid, I'd say, because he really did take a lot of health off that blacksmith, forced a lot of lost gather time, sniped a couple of ills. So things looking not that bad for Nyan at the moment, but Bakmogoon is really just massing up the Rus army at the moment. This can be very scary to deal with. This is nice for Bakmogoon. He's going to be able to take some pot shots and tear down these horsemen. So they're not going to be a pest in a major fight now. Everyone massing up their armies. This has been good for Nyan though to capture the sacred site in the meanwhile. And Racing Cat getting some damage done of his own, going to be able to take out this scout, force the army to come, put some pressure on him. But Bakmogoon might be able to cut the archers off here. He's now trying to bait a fight. Oh, this is a little bit rough for Nyan. Probably not wanting to stick around. Losing a couple of bowmen. Pretty much for free there, so Bakmogoon slowly working away at his bowman ball. Plenty of spears of his own, but they can't really take an engagement till the horsemen try and take a fight against the bows. But Bakmogoon's micro on this fight's been great, but while this is going on, Nyan's still harassing at home for Bakmogoon. He really needs those bows to maintain control on the archers. Well, both players really do at the moment. Well, the horsemen trying to find a way into the fight, and Bakmogoon's doing a good job to really shepherd his bowman at the moment. His archer count 28, and Nyan Racing Cat's bowman count 26, so pretty much even in terms of the bow counts at the moment. But Nyan able to keep reinforcing back at home. Got some healing now. These horsemen ultimately having to back out with the spearmen there to clean them up. So the blacksmith saved. So plenty of armory upgrades here for Bakmogoon. While Nyan Racing Cat's lagging a little bit, being Delhi. Going to take a little bit longer to get, although they are free. So Nyan trying to go for a bit of a raid now. So we can get some value out of sniping some of the vills on this wood line once again. But Bakmogoon gonna try shoving, I think. Really see if he can cut Nyan off from these berries, if he can. Bearing in mind Nyan's got his front line missing in action while it does the damage over here, but if it is quick, it may be able to get a few villager kills. But Bakmogoon's decided to really deny two sources of food gathering here for Nyan. I do like that Nyan's skipped the berries to go for the hunt there. A lot of Delhi players just go for the berries because all the bonus. Looks like Nyan might be able to snipe this blacksmith and look at putting a bit of pressure on the resource gatherers again. But now I'm trying to move out and losing a few units in the process because Bakmogoon has a few more things here to take the fight. So we got ranged armor and damage for Bakmogoon, and melee and ranged armor, melee and ranged damage, ranged armor, and now siege engineering on the way for our Delhi player. Bakmogoon 93 pop. Nyan Racing Cat now able to get up to 127 at this point. Bakmogoon has very little in the bank at the moment. So both our players, huge mass of archers. Few spearmen here for Bakmogoon, while Nyan Racing Cat has his horsemen, but once again missing in action, and a couple of knights here to tank a few shots, so they're going to take a while to bring down with just bowmen here. So in the meanwhile, these guys focusing down that horseman, but at the same time there's now 41 bows here to Bakmogoon, 29 for Nyan Racing Cat, so he's a bit down in terms of the bowman count. He's sort of relying on trying to get the horsemen back in just the right time, but there are some spears here to defend these bows. Meanwhile, a couple of horsemen in Bakmogoon's base, so he's going to force a bit of garrisoning there, picking off a villager as well, so nice pick off for Nyan, but he's going to have to try and get this horseman out, try and pick off something at the berries. So Bakmogoon now, without much of a front line, is having to try and back off against the bows. Take a nice fight here. Both the players with ranged armor and damage at this point. Then Nyan's managed to wall this off quite nice. Got the whole bottom side of the map protected pretty much. Bakmogoon gonna try and find a way into his opponent's base. Got 120 pop. Bakmogoon at 100. So Bakmogoon catching up a little bit in terms of pop at the moment. Nyan having to try and put up some more defensive walls at the moment just to keep Bakmogoon at bay. Who up to 4 rangers and 2 stables out right out in the open here, and that rack still. So Nyan has got the 3 rangers and the 1 stables at the moment. Bearing in mind he's got everything empowered, so he's effectively got 8 production facilities. But that plays, yeah, basically on 8 production facilities at the moment. Another barracks being added here for Nyan at the moment. So he's going to switch to 3 types of unit production now. His House of Learning is going to finish up, but there is a ram on his doorstep here for Bakmogoon, so he wants to look at taking down some of this. He wants to get a piece of this at the moment. Bit of stone gathering be going on by Nyan till now in order to try and get one of these arrow slits done. Well, 2 sets of arrow slits. Another tower going to go up, so Nyan might look at getting a bit more stone behind this, just to keep getting arrow slits, or just to at least be able to garrison the vills in enough places but they're not going to get picked off, because Bakmogoon now has quite a scary army. With knights in the mix, he's got much more stronger per pop or per cost army. Ooh, so that Ram going to take a bit of time to get onto the town centre now. At the same time, Nyan's not going to want to try and take a fight until he really needs to go in, but he's delaying quite a bit here. He probably needs to take the fight, because he is going to lose the town centre now. He's waiting for these House of Learning techs to kick in, but he may lose the House of Learning considering where it's placed right behind that fallen second town centre. So Nyan, what is he doing at the moment? He's not wanting to take a fight. Not raiding at all behind this, I don't believe. He's only looking to start raiding behind this now. He's focusing down the rams with the bows, which is not the greatest because it can tank so much damage. Well, your own bows are going to fall. So Nyan having to try and defend on his doorstep, and he's just a bit slow on the raiding, and just let that town centre basically fall for free. And now this fight really rough because the rams have taken quite a bit of damage, and the bow. Ooh, now Bakmogoon, his army really starting to grow a bit thin. Yeah, Bakmogoon's really starting to. Here we go, more supporting units. So not having the spears there initially, I think it's a little bit rough, but GG, Nyan taps out.